Chosen one, there is a reason you are hearing these words right now. Not later, not tomorrow now. You were not stumbled upon by accident. You were summoned. Your spirit was pulled here, magnetized by a voice that is older than time, calling you into remembrance of who you are. You have always known there was something different about you. The world tried to label it as strange, misunderstood, or even broken, but deep inside you knew. Your story was written long before you took your first breath. In the hidden chapters of destiny, sealed away from the eyes of the masses, your name was inscribed. You are not just living a life, you are fulfilling a prophecy. Feel this truth sink into your chest. The trials, the betrayals, the nights you felt forgotten, all of it was part of a sacred preparation. You were never overlooked, you were being refined. What looked like silence was God whispering in a frequency the world could not hear. What felt like delay was the divine calendar aligning to reveal you at the appointed time. And now, that time is approaching. The curtain is lifting, and the stage of destiny is about to expose what has been hidden in you all along. But hear me clearly, chosen one. This calling is not light, and it is not safe. When destiny marks you, resistance rises. Darkness takes notice. Systems begin to tremble. And those who once ignored you suddenly scramble to explain how you survived storms that should have destroyed you. You are not entering an ordinary season, you are stepping into the unveiling of what was foretold. This message is not for everyone. It is not entertainment. It is a summons to the rare souls whose footsteps echo through eternity. You are one of them. That's why you can't shake the restlessness. That's why the world's distractions never fully satisfied you. You carry a code inside your spirit, a living scroll that refuses to let you settle for less than the purpose of heaven itself. Chosen one, I tell you this with urgency. You were hidden for a reason, and you are revealed for a reason. The days ahead will demand courage, faith, and surrender like never before. But do not fear, because what is coming is not just survival, it is ascension. Stay with me. In these next moments, the sealed chapters will open. The prophecy will speak, and you will finally understand why the universe could never let you go. You feel it already, the sense that what surrounds you is larger than your own understanding. That's because it is. The weight on your shoulders has never been only yours. It has been the hand of God guiding, shielding, and preparing you for a revelation written long before the foundations of the earth. The source of this message is not human opinion, not fleeting emotion, not shallow inspiration. It is divine authority. It is the same breath that spoke galaxies into being, now whispering into the chambers of your heart. The voice that called light out of darkness is the same voice stirring you awake, urging you to remember that you were set apart before you were seen. Every tear you shed was recorded in a higher place. Every prayer you whispered in secret, thinking no one heard, was caught and carried upward into eternal remembrance. Heaven has always been attentive to your journey, and though the silence at times has felt unbearable, it was never abandonment. It was strategy. God has been arranging scenes, moving people, shifting landscapes, all so the appointed hour would not arrive too early, nor too late, but exactly when it was meant to. This is why so many things in your life felt delayed. It wasn't because you lacked power or worth. It was because destiny could not be rushed. Like fruit that must ripen under the sun, your calling needed time. The divine calendar was waiting for alignment, and that moment is now pressing at your door. Understand this. What is about to unfold was foretold. Not in public declarations, not in books everyone can read, but in hidden chapters sealed by the hand of the Almighty. The angels knew of it, the stars whispered of it, and deep within your soul, you sensed it but could never explain it fully. This is why you've always felt the tension between who you appear to be and who you secretly know you are. That tension was prophecy pulling at your spirit, reminding you that the ordinary world could never contain your extraordinary purpose. So listen closely. Trust the weight of these words. This message carries a holy urgency, not to frighten you, but to anchor you in truth. You are not being prepared for something small. You are not being refined for something shallow. The blueprint over your life stretches beyond the horizon of your imagination. Heaven has already signed the decree. The timing has already been written. And the next season of your life is not just about survival, but about unveiling. You are standing on the edge of a chapter where God Himself takes the pen and writes openly what has long been concealed. Stay with me. because the unveiling comes with both light and shadow. You will see blessings arrive, yes, but you will also understand why certain storms had to rage, why certain losses were necessary, and why silence was not rejection but protection. The message I carry is clear. The one who authored your destiny has not forgotten the script. He is about to turn the page. And when he does, what was whispered in secret will thunder across the stage of your life. The air is shifting. Can you feel it? It's as if creation itself has been holding its breath, waiting for this hour. What was concealed in shadows is pressing forward, and the hidden chapters of destiny are opening one by one. This is not just poetry, it is the unveiling of prophecy. For ages, your life has been marked by strange alignments, moments that felt like coincidences but carried the fingerprint of eternity. You weren't imagining it. The pattern was real. Every closed door, every betrayal, every unexpected breakthrough, they were signals, fragments of a much larger story that now begins to unfold. The prophecy speaks of a time when the silenced would rise, when the forgotten would suddenly be remembered, when those who walked through fire would emerge carrying flames that cannot be extinguished. That prophecy is not abstract, it is pressing against your very soul. It is written of you, and here it is. You were hidden, not because you were unworthy, but because you were too valuable to be revealed too soon. Heaven could not afford for your unveiling to happen in the wrong season. If you had stepped forward earlier, the ground would not have been ready. The eyes meant to see you would have been blind. The ears meant to hear you would have been deaf. But now the conditions align. Now the stage of history bends toward your revelation. The blessing that is approaching is unlike anything you have experienced before. It will not arrive as a small comfort or a fleeting sign, it will come as a sweeping transformation. Picture a desert suddenly flooding with rivers, dry soil bursting with life overnight. That is what is written. Your wastelands are about to bloom, your silence is about to resound, and your tears are about to crystallize into testimony. But the prophecy also carries weight, for no unveiling comes without fire. The trials you have endured were only the beginning. There are storms that will try to rise as your destiny surfaces, because darkness resists light that threatens to shatter its dominion. Yet even those storms will serve the prophecy. They will reveal the strength you carry, the endurance you didn't know was yours, the authority that has been slowly carved into your spirit through years of waiting and weeping. See it clearly. You will be placed in positions you never thought possible. People who once overlooked you will suddenly be unable to ignore you. Doors that seemed permanently locked will swing wide, as if unseen hands have been waiting on the other side to push them open. This is no ordinary season. It is the moment when prophecy translates into reality. And the mystery of it is this: you were foretold. Long before your family doubted you, before the enemy tried to silence you, before the world called you unworthy, your name was whispered in eternity. You are stepping into what has already been spoken. What you will encounter in the days ahead is not new, it is ancient. It is the unfolding of something that was always yours. Yes, the prophecy is blessing, but it is also responsibility. You will carry influence, and with it, weight. You will carry visibility, and with it, opposition. Yet even these burdens are part of the glory. For the story written over your life was never about comfort, it was about transformation. Through you, light will pierce through spaces where it was once impossible. Through you, others will awaken to their own hidden chapters. This unveiling is not just for you. It is for every soul connected to your assignment, every life destined to be touched by your obedience. That is why the battles were so fierce, because your unveiling is not personal, it is generational. Entire bloodlines will shift because you endured. Entire atmospheres will change because you refuse to give up. Take this in slowly. What is opening before you is irreversible. The prophecy will not fold back into silence. Once revealed, it cannot be hidden again. This is your appointed hour, and nothing in heaven, on earth, or beneath the earth has the authority to cancel what has already been decreed. The scroll is unrolling. The words long sealed are speaking. And in the language of eternity, they are speaking your destiny into the now. Every prophecy carries two layers: what is seen on the surface and what is hidden beneath. The surface is the event, the moment of unveiling, the shift you can measure with your eyes and ears. But the depth, the true spiritual meaning, can only be discerned with the heart. What is being revealed to you now is not just a change of circumstance. It is a revelation of principle, of law, of spiritual order that governs destiny. To understand the blessing, you must understand the framework in which it lives. Think of life as a vast ocean. Most people drift across its surface, moved by waves they cannot control. They live by reaction, not intention. But you have been called beneath the surface, where currents are invisible yet decisive, where hidden streams shape the course of entire seas. This is the difference between the ordinary and the chosen. You are not tossed by surface winds. You are aligned with deeper currents. The prophecy foretold over you is rooted in divine timing. In heaven's language, there are two types of time: chronos, the ordinary ticking of hours and days, and kairos, the sacred moment where eternity intersects with now. What you are approaching is kairos. That is why everything feels heightened. That is why the atmosphere around you seems charged. It is not random anxiety, it is the sense that heaven's clock has struck your hour. Understand this: every trial you endured was not punishment but preparation. The storms were not sent to destroy you, but to train your spirit to navigate deeper waters. You wondered why the winds were so strong, why people betrayed you, why doors slammed in your face. It was because destiny needed you to be tempered. Only pressure can create diamond strength. Only fire can forge steel, and only endurance through silence can sharpen discernment. Consider the seasons. Winter strips trees bare, but it also forces roots to grow deeper. Spring brings blossoms, but only after the long cold. Summer is harvest, yet even then weeds must be pulled. Autumn demands surrender, letting go of leaves that no longer serve the tree. Your life has followed the same rhythm. Each season has been a parable teaching you how to trust the timing of God. And now, after many winters and many surrenders, you are standing at the edge of a new spring. The prophecy carries a deeper truth. Destiny is not only about you, but about transformation. Think of light. Light does not exist for itself. It exists to illuminate what it touches. You are that light. You are being unveiled not just so you can shine, but so others wandering in darkness will finally see. The spiritual meaning of your rising is that you become a beacon, a signal, a mirror of what is possible when a life is yielded to heaven's design. There is also meaning in the storms you still feel brewing. They are not contradictions to the prophecy, but confirmations of it. Darkness only fights what threatens it. If your destiny were insignificant, the resistance would have been minimal, but the heaviness, the warfare, the strange blockages, all of these are signs that what you carry is seismic. The enemy fears the impact of your obedience more than anything else. Another layer of meaning lies in the image of doors. Destiny is often described as walking through open doors, but in truth, it is more mysterious. Sometimes the door looks locked, yet when you approach in faith, it swings open. Other times, doors slam so loudly you question your worth. But every door, whether open, closed, or delayed, has been part of the architecture of your unfolding. The doors that shut protected you. The doors that opened too slowly built patience. And the door that now stands before you? It is carved specifically for your hand. So do not despise the journey. Each valley carried instruction. Each mountain taught you strength. Each wilderness revealed provision. These were not random events. They were coded lessons. And in the language of prophecy, nothing is wasted. The meaning is this: you are not simply entering a better chapter of life, you are embodying a divine pattern. You are living proof that waiting refines, that pain births wisdom, that silence cultivates authority. Others will look at you and see not just success, but testimony. Not just survival, but transformation. That is why your unveiling matters. Because it is not a personal upgrade, it is a living parable, a story etched in flesh that says to the world, this is what happens when heaven's word takes root in a soul. And so, as this prophecy unfolds, remember the depth beneath the surface. Remember that you are not drifting, you are aligned, you are not late, you are on Kairos time, you are not broken, you are a vessel carrying eternal light. The storms, the seasons, the doors, they all conspired to teach you this truth. Destiny is never random. It is always written. And the deeper you go, the more you realize you were always foretold. When prophecy begins to unfold, it does not arrive without evidence. Heaven always leaves markers along your path, gentle whispers, striking symbols, and undeniable confirmations that let you know the scroll is unrolling in real time. These signs are not random. They are the fingerprints of God pressing into your everyday life, letting you know you are exactly where you are meant to be. One of the first signs is restlessness. Not the shallow kind born of boredom, but the deep stirring of your soul. It feels like your spirit is pacing within you, unwilling to settle for routines that once felt safe. Sleep does not silence it. Distractions cannot numb it. This inner stirring is heaven's way of telling you, the cocoon is cracking. You are outgrowing old structures because a new chapter demands your emergence. Another sign is unusual alignment. You will start noticing coincidences that are too precise to ignore. Numbers, symbols, names, or words repeating themselves in ways that feel orchestrated. A stranger says something that mirrors a prayer you whispered in secret. A door opens exactly when you thought you had reached the end. These alignments are not chance, they are divine codes confirming that prophecy is active. You may also experience a stripping away. People once close to you may distance themselves without explanation. Opportunities that once seemed promising may collapse overnight. It can feel like rejection, but it is protection. These subtractions are heaven's way of clearing the stage, ensuring only the right characters remain as the story shifts into its appointed scene. Pay attention, too, to the whispers of creation. Sometimes the natural world carries messages the spirit needs to hear. An unexpected storm, a sudden calm, the appearance of a bird or animal that seems to linger with meaning, all of these can be symbols. They are reminders that the Creator speaks through creation, confirming that your path is under divine surveillance. Another sign is the intensification of opposition. Strange resistance begins to rise around you, almost as if something unseen is trying to stop you from stepping forward. Doors that should open easily become heavy. People misunderstand your words more than usual. Attacks come without cause. Do not fear this, it is proof of movement. Resistance always increases when breakthrough is near. And then there is the most subtle sign, a peace that doesn't make sense. Even in the storm, even when questions remain unanswered, you find yourself strangely anchored. It is the kind of peace that has no explanation except that heaven itself has wrapped you in assurance. It is the seal of prophecy, whispering, "You are not alone." The author has not left the story unfinished. So if you have felt the restlessness, noticed the alignments, endured the stripping, witnessed creation speak, battled unusual resistance, or tasted unshakable peace, you are not imagining it. These are confirmations. They are heaven's signatures on the scroll of your life. Lean into them. Recognize them. They are not fleeting. They are the signs that what was hidden is already stirring in the open. Every prophecy, no matter how radiant, carries shadows that must be walked through before its light fully shines. The hidden chapters of destiny are never opened without resistance, because the weight of glory must be matched by the strength of the vessel. And so, even as confirmation surrounds you, challenges rise that seem almost designed to break you. But hear this clearly. These struggles are not evidence of rejection. They are evidence of preparation. They are not curses, they are tests. And tests are never meant to destroy. They are meant to reveal what has been placed inside you all along. One hidden challenge you may already be facing is isolation. It feels as though no one truly understands you, not family, not friends, not even those who once walked beside you. Conversations feel shallow, connections feel strained, and loneliness settles heavy on your shoulders. But isolation is not abandonment, it is refinement. In the silence of solitude, your spiritual senses sharpen. You learn to hear the voice of God without interference, to trust your inner compass when external affirmation disappears. Another challenge is delay. Prophecy speaks of great things, yet days and months stretch on, and it seems as though nothing is happening. You question if you misheard, if you misunderstood, if the promise was ever real. This delay is not denial, it is alignment. Heaven is still moving, though your eyes cannot see it. The pause is building patience, and patience is building strength. You may also encounter opposition that seems exaggerated. Small steps forward attract large resistance. People may misjudge you, twist your intentions, or even plot against your progress. Systems may seem stacked against you, yet this opposition is not meant to derail you, but to train you. Every attack is sharpening discernment, teaching you how to navigate environments with wisdom and grace. Perhaps the most painful challenge is betrayal. Those you trusted may turn, and those you helped may rise against you. This is the hardest test because it cuts the deepest. Yet even betrayal holds purpose. It detaches you from reliance on human approval and anchors you in divine assurance. It teaches you that destiny does not depend on who stands with you, but on who sent you. And there is the invisible challenge, the weight you carry inside, the war in your own mind, doubt, fear, discouragement. These internal battles can feel heavier than any external storm, but they are the fires where faith is forged. Each time you rise again, even when your soul feels weary, you are proving to heaven and to yourself that your spirit cannot be broken. See these challenges for what they are. Not punishments, but passages. They are tunnels, not walls. And though they test your patience, your faith, your trust, they are also shaping you into a vessel capable of carrying the fulfillment of prophecy without collapsing under its glory. So when the nights feel endless, when the betrayals sting, when delay taunts you, remember this: the challenge is a sign you are close. No test is wasted. Every hardship is part of the architecture of your rising. The prophecy is not given to entertain you. It is given to prepare you. Revelation without instruction leaves you vulnerable. That is why, in this hour, heaven does not merely declare what will unfold. It hands you the keys to stand ready when the scroll opens. The first instruction is this: guard your atmosphere. Not everyone can breathe the air of your destiny. There will be voices eager to speak fear, doubt, or distraction into your spirit. Do not let them. Begin to discern which conversations feed your purpose and which drain it. Protect your ears, protect your eyes, protect your heart. The environment you allow will either nourish the seed of prophecy or suffocate it. Second, deepen your discipline. Prophecy is not fulfilled by desire alone. It requires alignment. Rise earlier if you must. Fast, pray, meditate, study. Sharpen your spirit the way a warrior sharpens a sword before battle. You are stepping into a season that demands readiness, not passivity. Discipline will turn the chaos of waiting into a rhythm of preparation. Third, lay down bitterness. You cannot carry resentment into the unveiling of destiny. The betrayals, the delays, the wounds, they were real, but they were also tools. Release them. Forgive, even if they never apologize. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongs. It is about unshackling your spirit so you can ascend freely. A bitter heart cannot hold holy fire. Fourth, cultivate clarity. Take time to write what you sense God has spoken over your life. Journal your dreams, your visions, your confirmations. Do not let them slip away like forgotten fragments. Write the vision, for written words anchor floating promises into grounded faith. When the storm clouds rise, your written record will remind you that you are still on track. Fifth, prepare your vessel, your body, your mind, your spirit. Eat with intention. Rest when necessary. Exercise not only your faith but also your physical strength. Prophecy needs a vessel capable of carrying it. Fatigue, neglect, or carelessness can sabotage what discipline would have secured. Take care of yourself, because your assignment requires longevity. Sixth, stay humble. As you rise, pride will lurk. Doors will open, voices will praise, and recognition will come. But remember, the glory is not yours, it is God's. Stay grounded in service. Stay anchored in gratitude. Humility will keep you aligned when visibility increases, ensuring that the light of your destiny points upward, not inward. Seventh, act with urgency. Do not postpone obedience. When you sense a divine nudge, move. When you hear the whisper to step out, step. Delayed obedience is disobedience in disguise. The timing is sharp, and windows open and close quickly in this hour. Your willingness to act promptly will determine how swiftly the prophecy manifests. And eighth, anchor yourself in community, but not just any community. Seek out those who understand spiritual warfare, who can pray with you, who will not be intimidated by your rising. Isolation trains you, but community sustains you. You will need both the solitude of preparation and the fellowship of intercession. Choose wisely who stands near as your destiny unfolds. These instructions are not burdens, they are gifts. They transform you from a passive receiver of prophecy into an active participant in its fulfillment. Think of them as the blueprint for your preparation. Without them, the unveiling might overwhelm you. With them, you will carry the weight of glory with steady hands. So take them seriously. Begin today, not tomorrow. Heaven has already aligned the timing. Now it calls you to align your life. Guard your atmosphere. Deepen your discipline. Release bitterness. Write the vision. Care for your vessel. Stay humble. Act with urgency. Build a strong circle. When you obey, You are not just preparing for destiny, you are stepping into partnership with heaven itself. The prophecy is written, yes, but how you walk into it will determine how brightly it shines, how many lives it touches, and how deeply it transforms not only you, but everyone connected to your story. This is the sacred duty placed in your hands, and it is also your empowerment. For once you align with these instructions, no force of darkness, no whisper of doubt, no scheme of man can undo what God has set in motion. Every step you take toward prophecy will draw attention not only from those meant to celebrate you, but also from forces that seek to resist you. And yet, even in the rising tension, you are never unguarded. Heaven does not call you without covering you. The same hand that wrote your destiny is the hand that shields you as it unfolds. Picture this: a warrior walking through a battlefield, arrows flying from every direction. To the outside eye, survival looks impossible. Yet not one arrow strikes, because an unseen shield surrounds them. That is you. The intensity of opposition is real, but so is the invisible barrier of divine protection that absorbs and deflects what was meant to destroy. This protection is not only external, it is internal. God is fortifying your mind, strengthening your heart, and anchoring your spirit. Thoughts that once shook you will lose their grip. Lies that once pierced you will no longer penetrate. Your inner fortress is being built brick by brick, prayer by prayer, so that even when storms rage, your peace remains unbroken. There will also be assurance in the form of presence. In moments when you feel alone, when friends vanish and support fails, you will notice subtle but undeniable reminders. A sudden calm in the middle of chaos, a scripture rising in your mind without effort, a dream carrying clarity, or a whisper that steadies your shaking heart. These are not coincidences. They are the presence of God manifesting, reminding you that you are accompanied even in the valley. Another form of protection comes through timing. Have you ever wondered why some doors didn't open when you desperately wanted them to? Why certain people left when you thought you needed them? It was protection disguised as delay. God withheld what would have harmed you and removed what would have weakened you. His timing has always been a shield, even when it felt like denial. And understand this: angels walk with you. Invisible, yes, but not inactive. Assigned to guard, to guide, to war on your behalf. You have felt it: the sudden escape from accidents that could have taken you, the narrow deliverance from dangers you didn't even perceive. These moments were not luck. They were evidence that heaven's army has already been dispatched for your sake. So rest in this assurance. You are not walking unguarded into the unknown. The same God who called you has promised, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." The weapons may form, but they will not prevail. The enemy may plot, but the plot will unravel. The shadow may threaten, but the light within you will always pierce through. Your journey is not only about endurance, it is about trust. And trust is strengthened by remembering. You are wrapped in protection, covered by presence, sustained by timing, and guarded by angels. Let this truth bring peace. You are safe in the storm. You are held in the fire. You are never out of sight, never out of reach, never out of His care. The moment comes quietly at first, like the breaking of dawn. You don't hear trumpets in the sky or see lightning splitting the earth, but something inside you shifts. What once felt heavy suddenly feels light. What once confused you now makes sense. And the pieces of your life that never seemed to fit begin to click into a design so beautiful you almost can't believe it was your own story all along. This is transformation, the point where prophecy takes on flesh. Not an idea, not just a whisper, but a reality you can touch, walk in, and live out daily. You will notice the first change within yourself. The insecurity that haunted you loses its power. The fear that chained you melts away. Where there was hesitation, there is now clarity. Where there was trembling, there is now authority. You speak, and people listen differently. You move, and the atmosphere bends around your presence. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. You are no longer questioning your place. You are inhabiting it. Relationships shift, too. Those who doubted you begin to witness undeniable evidence that something greater is operating through your life. Some will repent, some will retreat, and some will remain confused, but none will be able to deny what they see. For the prophecy is not fulfilled in secret. It is fulfilled in plain sight, so that even your enemies must bear witness. Doors open in rapid succession. What you once chased now begins to chase you. Invitations arrive, opportunities appear, resources flow. But here lies the deeper miracle. Your identity no longer depends on any of it. The fulfillment does not make you You already became whole in the waiting. These blessings simply reflect outwardly what was already established inwardly, and then there is the ripple effect. Transformation in your life births transformation in others. People around you feel stirred, awakened, convicted, healed. Without trying, you become a mirror of possibility, proof that surrender births greatness, that pain produces power, that prophecy does not lie. Your story becomes a living testimony, inspiring others to trust their own hidden chapters. This is the fulfillment. You become both the evidence and the invitation. Evidence that God's word never returns void. Invitation for others to step into the same light you now carry. But the fulfillment is not just external, it is eternal. You begin to sense that your life is not measured in achievements, but in impact. You feel the weight of eternity pressing through your temporary days. Every conversation becomes sacred, every decision intentional. You no longer drift, you live with fire in your eyes and purpose in your steps. It will feel surreal at times, almost overwhelming. How could this be your life after so much struggle, so much loss, so many nights in the wilderness? But then you remember, every scar was preparation, every tear was water for the seed, every silence was shaping your discernment. You did not arrive here by accident, you were carried here by prophecy. And when you look in the mirror, you will finally recognize yourself. Not the version shaped by doubt, fear, or rejection, but the version that heaven always saw, the unveiled one, the radiant one, the one foretold in the hidden chapters of destiny. This is not the end of your story, it is the fulfillment of one chapter and the beginning of another. But from this point on, you walk differently. You live differently. You carry a fire that cannot be hidden and a light that cannot be dimmed. This is your becoming. This is your unveiling. This is prophecy fulfilled. The scroll has spoken. The hidden chapters are open. And now, you stand at the threshold of fulfillment with one task left: to believe, to receive, and to walk forward in faith. Take these affirmations and let them echo in your spirit. Speak them aloud. Repeat them until they saturate every cell of your being. Affirmation 1. I am walking in a destiny that was written before time began. Nothing and no one can take from me what God has decreed over my life. Affirmation 2. Every trial I endured has transformed into strength. Every delay has prepared me. Every wound has healed into wisdom. I carry fire within me that cannot be extinguished. Affirmation 3. I am shielded, I am guided, I am covered. Angels walk beside me, and heaven itself fights for me. I am never alone. Affirmation 4. The prophecy over my life is active now. I am rising, I am unveiling. I am stepping boldly into who I was always meant to be. Let these truths become your heartbeat. They are not empty words, they are seals, spiritual signatures binding you to the promise already unfolding. And now, receive this blessing. May your spirit be unshakable in the days ahead. May you walk through storms with peace, through fire without fear, through trials with unbreakable faith. May every shadow that tries to intimidate you dissolve in the light you carry. May your hands touch only what prospers, your steps lead only to doors meant for you, and your words carry power that awakens souls. May your enemies become witnesses to your rising, not to shame them, but to reveal the undeniable faithfulness of God. May your scars shine as testimony, your tears become diamonds of wisdom, and your voice echo with the authority of one who knows they were chosen. You are not drifting, you are appointed. You are not forgotten, you are remembered. You are not ordinary, you are extraordinary. The prophecy that has carried you through the shadows is now guiding you into fulfillment. So walk boldly, stand tall, move with confidence. The hidden chapters of destiny have revealed their secrets, and every line has pointed to this truth. You are the one who was always foretold. Go forward, sealed with blessing, anchored in faith, and radiant with the assurance that your story is not just beginning, it is ascending, and nothing in heaven or on earth can stop what has already been written.